Hi, we're the Dashboard Squad, and we're here to share that Grafana's dynamic dashboards are not generally available. In other words, what started as dynamic dashboards is the new default dashboarding experience. This video is a quick tour of what that means in practice. We built one simple dashboard that tracks launch readiness for an e-commerce event. It tracks demand, revenue, platform health, and operations. Where you used to have separate dashboards or awkward long pages, you can merge them into one dashboard that's split into nested rows and tabs. For example, the dashboard here is organized into tabs for different levels of monitoring detail. Tabs also have multiple rows that track different areas of interest. Let's look at how we created this layout.
This is our old dashboard with a handful of panels. Instead of treating a dashboard like one long canvas, we can group content into tabs and rows that organize it into meaningful areas. When the dashboard grows, you don't have to keep stretching one page and hoping people scroll to the right place. You can decide what belongs together and deserves its own tab, and what should stay tucked inside a row until it's needed. It also makes handoff cleaner between authors. You can open the dashboard, understand the structure immediately from the outline, and move content around without redesigning the whole page. In this example, the overview tabs stay lightweight, and the operations tab hold deeper troubleshooting content. So even before we talk about individual panel placement, the dashboard already has a clear job for each section. And that leads to the next decision. Once content is grouped correctly, should a section lay itself out automatically, or should the author control the composition more precisely? Let's look at how those two layout approaches serve different cases.
Dynamic dashboards give you both custom grid and auto grid, and they solve different problems. Custom grid still matters when the layout carries meaning. In this dashboard, we use it for editorial sections. 2x series showing order trends with two smaller stat panels beside them. That's harder to express with a purely automatic layout, and custom grid gives you that control. But for most dashboard sections, especially repeated signals like KPIs, team views, or comparison rows, AutoGrid is the better fit. It's faster to alter, it keeps spacing consistent, and reflows as panels are added or removed. That means less time nudging panel sizes and more time thinking about what should be on the dashboard. So practical guidance is simple. Use custom grid when the comparison itself tells part of the story, and use AutoGrid when you want the dashboard to stay flexible as content evolves. Another advantage of auto layout is conditional rendering, showing and hiding elements depending on variables and data.
Not every panel, tab, or row needs to be visible all the time. Here, we can use a show hide rule so that the pod investigation row stays hidden in the default overview mode and only appears when detail mode is switched to pod drill down. That keeps the dashboard compact for everyday use while still revealing deeper troubleshooting context exactly when someone asks for it. And this pattern is broadly useful because instead of building separate drill-down dashboards just to hide complexity, we can progressively reveal advanced content in place. And that is really the value of dynamic dashboards in GA. Better structure, faster layout with AutoGrid, precise presentation with custom grid, and dashboards that adapt to the viewer instead of forcing everyone through the same static page. So, if you're building dashboards today, this is the new toolbox.